Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
It is a hot one today at the Big A. The sun is out, the fans streaming in, and interleague action is wrapping up this afternoon. Today it's the rubber game of the series, the finale as well, between your Angels and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Hi, everybody, from inside the Big A. We welcome you back to Angels Baseball on Fox Sports West. I'm Victor Rojas, along with my partner, Mark Gubiza. Last night or yesterday afternoon, we saw the Angels and the Dodgers tangle in a pretty good matchup. Very good pitchers matchup. Both Chris Capuano and Irvin Santana both threw the ball exceptionally well. And today, Mike Scioscia handing the ball off to the 24-year-old Garrett Richards, who's thrown the ball well so far in the big leagues this season.
Oh, Victor, he's been outstanding, particularly at home with a 2-0 mark with an ERA well below 1. Reason why? Because he's able to have that power sinker down in the strike zone. 94 to 96 miles an hour, consistently staying down at those knees. A hitter recognizes fastball, but they make the swing and they either miss it or they hit the ball on the ground. His slider's been very good. Been able to utilize his breaking pitch to get back into the count. Before in the past, he threw a lot of fastballs, and that's when he got into trouble. He can elevate the fastball when need be, but his changeup's been very good. He's been working quickly. He's been fielding his position. Above all, he's been doing an outstanding job as far as attacking the strike zone. 5 innings pitched against the Dodgers in Dodger Stadium. His command wasn't quite there. He walked 5, but only gave up 1 earned run because he has that ability to get that ground ball double play because of that hard sink.
Yeah, by his own admission, in that start against the Dodgers, he was nibbling and obviously got away from that and got straightened out the last time out. He'll be facing Aaron Harang here this afternoon. We're just about ready for baseball at the Big A, so sit back and relax. We'll bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return.
Combo for just $4.99 plus tax. By Hyundai, the votes are in. The Hyundai Elantra is the 2012 North American Car of the Year. Visit your Southern California Hyundai dealer today. And by 76 Gas, we're on the driver's side. Not a cloud in the skies. The Angels have taken the field wearing their alternate red tops. Garrett Richards starting his warm-up tosses here. We'll take a look at Don Mattingly's starting lineup for this afternoon's game. The Dodgers still in first place in the National League West with a 43-29 record. This is game number 73 for them. D. Gordon had a nice game for him yesterday afternoon. He's leading things off at shortstop. Elian Herrera will start at third base. Andre Ethier in right. Bobby Abreu, the DH and cleanup hitter. Juan Rivera will bat fifth and play left field. It's James Loney batting sixth and playing first base. Adam Kennedy gets a start this afternoon at second base. Jerry Hairston not in the lineup. Tony Gwynn Jr. out in center field batting eighth, and Matt Trainer gives A.J. Ellis a day off. He will bat ninth and do the catching as they take on the 24-year-old right-hander who's 2-0 this season with a .86 earned run average. His name is Garrett Richards.
Yeah, like we talked about in the opening for Garrett, that power fastball. Last time out against Arizona, just absolutely dominant. 8 shutout innings, only allowed 4 hits. He commands both sides of the plate with that fastball, too. He does pitch inside for a young pitcher very effectively to right-handed batters and left-handed batters on the inside part of the plate. His curveball and slider have been excellent for him, too. Bottom line is try not to overthrow those pitches. Trust the grip on the pitch, whether it be a breaking pitch or changeup, and he'll be very effective.
Let's take a look at the defense behind Garrett this afternoon. It'll be Mike Trout in left field. Peter Borges in center. Mark Trumbo is in right, so Torrey Hunter with a day off. The infield consists of Alberto Callasco, Eric Ibar, Howie Kendrick, and Albert Pujols from third to first, and Bobby Wilson behind the plate.
And the Angels defense today, especially in the day game, you don't want to give the Dodgers extra outs. You just want to make the routine plays. Of course, work on it being quicker to the plate. The Dodgers like to try to steal bases. The bottom line is, the more outs you give them, that's how the Dodgers score. Because when you look at this lineup for the Dodgers, not a lot of power in there, but they're opportunistic as far as scoring runs when you make a mistake on the defensive side. So just make the routine plays, minimize the amount of base runners, and you should be successful.
And the Angels picked up the Friday night contest, the opening game of the series, by the final of 8-5 yesterday afternoon, late afternoon, early evening. It was a 3-1 Dodgers win. Irvin Santana spectacular. The defense letting him down early as the Dodgers scored twice in that first inning. As a matter of fact, they have scored in the first inning in the first 2 games of the series. As the first one from Garrett Richards is a called strike. D. Gordon went 2 for 4, picked up his second triple in yesterday's game. Also scored a couple of runs, hitting .224. As that pitch missed in, and it's 1-1. Gordon with great speed, 7 doubles, 2 triples. 1 home run and 15 runs batted in. Has struggled offensively and defensively in the big leagues this season as that pitch is a strike on the corner, 1-2.
And Gordon 2 for 2 against Richards in Dodger Stadium. Keep that speedster off the bases as much as possible.
A swing and a miss. Down goes Gordon. And there's the first down of this one.
I think when you look back at these starts so far for Garrett, is the fact is this pitch right here has been very good for him. 12-6 break on his curveball. Now it's a big difference between the speeds of that pitch as compared to his 95-mile-an-hour sinking fastball. The differentials keeps batters off balance and get some bad swings against it.
Elian Herrera will step in, batting second and playing third base today. He went 0 for 3 yesterday, so he got the start at center field. It's a 1-ball, no strike count. Herrera hitting .281, 10 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 14 runs batted in. Very good speed. Shows bunt, takes that one inside. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Herrera, a switch hitter, batting .261 from the left, .308 from the right. 2-1. Take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
Oh, little Richie Sambora for you today, Victor. Ballad of youth. A lot of youth in this lineup for the Angels. You got Garrett Richards on the mound. You got Eric Ibar at short, Borges, Trumbo, and Trout in the outfield. Such an important factor for this club. Having the veteran influences around them, but showing that enthusiasm and energy they bring.
Check swing foul. It's a full count. We've had great crowds this entire homestand. This is the finale of this 9-game homestand. The Angels have a travel day tomorrow, heading off to Baltimore for a 2-game series that begins Tuesday night, then 4 in Toronto and 3 in Cleveland a week from Monday. Payoff pitch, a swing and a miss. Down goes Herrera, 2 down.
Boy, some great movement on this fastball from Richards. His good mechanics, he hides the ball well, still throws it across his body slightly, so that gives a better deception. He's able to work down in the strike zone with that pitch at 94 and 95, which is very difficult for a hitter to square up.
Andre Ethier steps in after going 1 for 4 yesterday, hitting .289 now. 10 home runs and 55 runs batted in. Big curveball missing up and away, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Ethier with 20 doubles, 1 triple. He's the one guy in the lineup that the Dodgers have had to lean on, with Matt Kemp still on the disabled list. This one's lined down the left field line, but slicing foul, out of play. Kemp making progress with the hamstring injury. Second time he's been on the shelf this year with that hammy problem.
And when you look at the Dodgers, for them to be successful, they're going to have a healthy Matt Kemp for a majority of that second half. Chances are he might be back before the All-Star break, but they need him healthy.
Here's the 1-1. Just a little looper out to shallow left field. That's a base hit. Trot over to pick it up. Ethier's going to try to go to second base, and he was in there with a double.
We've seen that throughout this entire series. The Dodgers just put the ball in play. They don't necessarily square it up all the time. They work that flare magic into the outfield, some infield hits, but making contact. Seen a lot of pitches. This is another good pitch. Inside part of the plate, jams Ethier, but he flares it out in the right field, and he's going thinking double. With 2 outs, that is the right decision to make. Even if you're thrown out, you're aggressively trying to get into scoring position. Good decision for Ethier, giving him 21 doubles now on the season.
So a man in scoring position with 2 outs here in the first. Bobby Abreu stepping in. Dodgers yesterday 1 for 7 with a man in scoring position. 4 for 17 in the series. Bobby hitting .287. Went 0 for 4 yesterday with a couple of home runs. 13 runs batted in as a Dodger. Tardy on the fastball, and it's an 0-1 count.
Went jumping on that first pitch again today, like he did in the first game of the series against Dan Herron. You didn't see that a whole lot of Bobby Abreu. It's jumping on the first pitch. But in this position, the 4th spot in the lineup, Don Mattingly wants some production out of Bobby Abreu, so he's going to try to attack that first pitch.
Just missed inside. It evens the count at a ball and a strike. Richards coming off a start against the Diamondbacks, in which he went 8 innings, allowed no runs, 4 hits. He picked up the win. Had 5 strikeouts and 4 walks in that one. Third consecutive interleague start for Garrett. Breaking pitch, line to center field. That's a base hit. Ethier's going to be waved around. Peter Borges is up and firing. The throw is cut off of the Dodgers again with a 1-0 lead in the first inning.
And the Dodgers taking advantage of a little flare in the outfield. Aggressive base running for Ethier and a base hit back up the middle. Even though the 0-1 pitch was called a ball, was a pretty good pitch. That Richards threw in the inner half on the breaking pitch to even the count to 1, and then he gets a fastball here and he goes right back up the middle. And RBI number 14 is the Dodger.
Dodgers scored 3 in the first inning on Friday, 2 yesterday, and now 1 so far here in the first. Richards started off this game with a couple of strikeouts and that Ethier bloop double. Abreu single and Juan Rivera at the plate now. Bobby with a pretty good lead at first base, too. Rivera shoots one down the right field line. This one is going to be a tough play for Trumbo, but it tails foul. It's an 0-1 count. This is a Dodgers team. Granted, they've been without Matt Kemp for a considerable amount of time. They got off to an incredible start this year. But it's just 14th in slugging percentage. It's not been done. 43 victories this year for the Dodgers. With a lot of power. 45 home runs as a team. Kemp has 12 of them. Ethier has 10. But they do get on base. They are third in the National League in on-base percentage. They've done a reasonable job with men in scoring position. Abreu takes off. Rivera gets jammed. Little floater out to shallow center field. And another little doinker falls in. Abreu runs up at third.
Fair share of those in this series alone. Some infield hits, flare. But then you're seeing the effects of a day game here at Angel Stadium as compared to a night game. Fastball in, jams them, flares it out to the outfield. There's nothing you can do as a pitcher because you're making a quality pitch. Abreu is easily able to get into third base, but because of the day game, because the ball carries much better, all the outfielders are playing deeper than normal. Ethier may not get a double, that little flare to the left field if Trout's playing it during a night game in left field because he play a little more shallow. And then, of course, Borges playing a little deeper in center, might have been up a little bit further and got that ball in quicker. So the effects of a day game changes the way an outfielder plays here at the Big A.
Long conversation with Mike Butcher. C.B. Buckner, the home plate umpire, goes out there, breaks up the meeting. Garrett pitching with 6 days of rest. His last start against the Diamondbacks was last Sunday. And now he'll face James Loney with 2 outs, runners at the corners. Loney, 0 for 3 game yesterday, hitting .251 with a couple of home runs, 21 runs batted in. Loney lines one to center. Borges moves back a couple of steps, makes the catch. The inning comes to an end. The Dodgers strike for a run on 3 hits. They hit him bottom of the first. It'll be Trout, Callaspo, and Pujols to face Aaron Harang down 1-0. Starting 9 for this afternoon. The Halos second in the West, 5 games back at Texas with a 39-33 record. It's Mike Trout leading things off in left field. Alberto Callaspo jumps up to the 2 spot with Torrey sitting today. He's at third base. Albert Pujols at first. Kendrys Morales, a cleanup hitter in DH. Mark Trumbo's in right. Howie Kendrick is at second base. Eric Ibar, the shortstop. Peter Borges getting the start in center. Bobby Wilson is batting ninth and doing the catching as they take on the 34-year-old native right-hander from San Diego, California, by the name of Aaron Harang.
And the Angels faced him in Dodger Stadium. He pitched pretty well. Got a no decision, 7 innings pitched, 2 runs, 0 earned runs. Fastball 87-92, cut fastball, slider, curve, changeup.
Mike Trout looks at his strike. He went 1 for 4 yesterday, did Trout, to extend his hitting streak to 6 games. A 337, 7 home runs, 29 runs batted in, 13 doubles, 3 triples. This one's popped up. Right side, Adam Kennedy shifting to his left and now backpedals a little bit. And he drops the baseball as Trout ends up at second base. anytime you shuffle like that for baseball, and Adams obviously has played a ton of games here at the Big A and during the day, but you see him bouncing up and down like that, that means the eyes are bouncing up and down. It makes the baseball's bouncing up and down, makes it a much more difficult play.
Very, very difficult. I'm just trying to be able to see the ball at the last second. Yeah, when your head's moving, you want to stay still. It's almost like when you're playing it with the old Metrodome in Minnesota, when you look up or you look away from the baseball, you weren't going to pick it up. Same thing here with the high sky here today for Adam Kennedy. Advantage Angels here. Trout ran that one out, got the second base on that pop-up.
Adam gets charged with his 5th error of the year. The Angels had plenty of base runners yesterday, just could not cash them in. And Matt Trainer just got completely crossed up by Aaron Harang. Trainer was looking for a fastball, got the breaking pitch. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, with a man on second, you go through a series of signs. That's something you talk about before the game, and of course, even when warming up. He's looking for a 2-seam fastball away. Trainer ends up getting a curveball. It's always better to be that way than the other way around. Looking for a curveball and getting a fastball instead.
Angels 1 for 10 yesterday with men in scoring position, 3 for 18 in the series. Alberto hitting .253 with 4 home runs, 19 runs batted in. Did not play in yesterday's game. Meister Sturis got the start over at third. Here's the 1-0 outside. 2 balls and no strikes in Alberto.
Rank last time out against Oakland in 3 2/3 innings pitched, walked 8 batters. So he looked at the tapes and tried to make an adjustment as far as the glove and a little bit further away from his body. Made some adjustments in between starts and trying to carry it into today.
3-0. He walked 4 on and struck out 5 in 7 innings against the Angels back on the 12th at Dodger Stadium. Threw 118 pitches, the most pitches he's thrown this year. Got a no decision as he allowed 2 runs, both unearned runs on 6 hits. Pujols on deck. Callaspo with a 3-0 count. Trout standing at second, courtesy of the error by Kennedy. And that is a 4-pitch walk. There's Albert Pujols. He had a 2 for 3 game yesterday. Albert hitting .259, 11 home runs and 43 runs batted in. Kennedy now charged with trying to keep Trout close to the bag at second. Loney off the line at first. Slow breaking pitch, drops in for a strike.
And Albert has seen Harang a lot, 70 career at bats against him, including 5 home runs.
A 1 pitch, lifted in the air, shallow left center field. Not going to be deep enough to advance the runners. 1 out. So Albert unable to drive home a run or advance the runners 90 feet. Kendrys Morales will step to the plate now. The Angels DH. You're talking about this Angels lineup and the youth playing today. Average age of this starting lineup, including Kendrys Morales at DH, 27 years of age. Albert, the only guy north of 30.
One thing's for sure, with D. Gordon now with the shift somewhat on, likes to put the pickoff on with Harang on the mound here. Trout trying to time it, but with a left-handed batter, a clearer throw for Trainer to third base. Somebody wanted to stay there unless he can get a great jump. You're already in scoring position. Trust that Kendrys will get a good pitch to be able to drive here.
Morales went 0 for 4 yesterday. The average down to .269 now with 8 home runs and 24 runs batted in. Chases the high fastball, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, you remember that game against the Giants when they finally got back to just get some good swings with runners in scoring position? They simplified their approach. Swung at pitches in the strike zone, pitches away, they hit the other way, back up the middle. You don't need to hit a 3-run home run. Yes, they're nice, but a base hit in these spots are very important for Mike Scioscia and the Angels to get right back, tie this game up at the very least.
1-2.
Still having a tough time on that slow curveball down and in, hitting from the left side, Kendrys.
Well, it's not a strike, obviously. And he keeps chasing that pitch. It starts about belt high with the rotation darting down and in.
I mean, you get those reports that first day when you're facing a new club and your pitcher's reports that a player will swing at a pitch down and in like that. You're going to stay there in RBI spots all day.
Off speed, popped up, foul and out of play on the third base side. Out in front. The count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Angels now, even with that 1 for 10 yesterday, or including the 1 for 10 yesterday with men in scoring position, as a team hitting .245 with men in scoring position. That has kind of been the issue that has crept up going back to that series against the Colorado Rockies a couple of weekends ago. And it was certainly evident against the series, or in the series against the Dodgers. This one's pulled just foul at first base.
Another off-speed pitch inside. Ranked with a lot of slow curveballs today. Now Kendrys is timing it.
Count even now, 2-2. Back inside with a fastball.
It leads you to believe he's going to try to throw something down and in now. Breaking pitch. After you have that same plane going inside.
Trout reach on the air by Adam Kennedy. Got to second base. Kayasper with a 4-pitch walk and Pujols with a pop-up. 2-2. Off speed, up and away. Full count now. Mark Trumbo is on deck. Dodgers with a run in the top of the first inning. Richard struck out the first 2 batters, and Ethier with a bloop double. Graves singled him home. Rivera with a single put Abreu at third base, but then Richards got Loney to line out to center.
And if they're going here, you got to make sure if you're Kayasper, you get a good jump because they'll probably throw back to you at second if no contact is made.
Runners go, and he fouls this one straight back. Looked like Trainer was coming out to fire to third. Runners take off again to 3-2. A little jam shot out towards shallow center. Trout has to head back towards second base. They fire to second, and Mike is able to get back there. So Morales is out at number 2. Let's take a look at the Dodgers defensively quickly as Trumbo's coming to the plate. Rivera, Gwynn, Ethier from left to right. The infield, Herrera, Gordon, Kennedy, and Loney from third to first, and Trainer doing the catching.
And real strong arms in the outfield, especially in the corner outfield with Juan Rivera and Andre Ethier. And Juan Rivera, one of the stronger arms you're going to see from that left field position. Has 1 outfield assist so far this year. We've seen him in the past. We're very aggressive when he comes in on the baseball. Very accurate, strong arm for him.
Though the Angels have not been able to advance their runners from first and second, and nobody on it now. Trumbo steps in with 2 outs. The Angels down 1-0. Mark went 0 for 4 yesterday, hitting .318 with 17 home runs and 48 runs batted in. Swinging through the breaking pitch, and it's 0-1.
Well, yesterday, 6 leadoff batters were on base for the Angels and still struggled to score runs again yesterday. It's the, like I said, this simplified your approach, let the ball travel. Don't try to necessarily hit the ball out of the ballpark. Just have good swings.
Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. Trumbo against Harang last Tuesday. Or on the 12th, I should say. 1 for 3, a single against the right-hander. Trout standing at second, Callaspo at first. Here's the 1-1. That is line foul. Twenty pitches thrown by Harang here at the bottom of the first. Trainer setting up inside. Now going back outside. That's a breaking ball. It's 2-2.
A lot of off-speed pitches in this first inning for Harang. He's thrown 21 pitches already. Continue to try to throw off-speed pitches time and time again. That's when you make mistakes. When you throw a lot of breaking pitches, eventually you hang one over the middle of the plate.
The one pitch that got him back on track, especially after the 4-pitch walk to Alberto Callaspo that put 2 on with nobody out, was that slow get-it-over breaking pitch to Albert Pujols. Albert had skied the next pitch out, shallow center field. Morales worked the count full before he popped out to shallow center. 2-2 on its way. Foul back.
And a lot of times when a guy, you see this a lot with knuckleball pitches, a lot of pop-ups. When you see a lot of slow curveballs, if you're out in front, you'll see a lot of lazy fly balls at the outfield. But when he makes a mistake a little bit lower in the strike zone with the breaking pitches, that's when you see the damage done against the pitcher.
Trainer back outside again. This one's out toward right center field. Hit pretty good. Going back is Gwynn near the warning track, and at the wall he will haul it in. Gwynn had a long way to go. Tracks it down, and the Angels get 2 on with nobody out here in the first and do not score. 1 in the books, 1-0 Dodgers. And do not capitalize against the big right-hander. Here at the top of the second with the Dodgers up 1-0. They will send up the bottom third of their order. Kennedy, Gwynn, and Trainer. Jared Richards with a couple of strikeouts in the first, 3 straight hits, allowing a run. Adam Kennedy did not play yesterday, hitting .219. 4 doubles, triple, 8 runs batted in. He had started second base Friday night. 0 for 3, did have a sacrifice fly. Or we got to start at third base, pardon me. First one is a strike. This one a little soft liner. Diving, stopped by Howie Kendrick. Richards is there and safe at first. Terrific play by Howie Kendrick after Albert decided to go to his right for it. And Richards alertly got to the bag and made it a very close play.
And again, the Dodgers is putting the ball in play. Not a well-hit baseball, but another hit. That's a great play by Howie. And it looks like he's out, too.
I thought for a moment the reason that Bill Miller called him safe because maybe Garrett missed the bag. How do you... No. I was going to ask how do you miss that call, but that's how you miss it.
It's one of those tough plays, too, is for a pitcher. Even though anything hit to that side of the field, you automatically should be going that way. But from a throw from a second baseman as compared to a first baseman, more difficult. Because a first baseman used to leading the pitcher, but as Richards is trying to find the base and be able to catch the baseball, makes it a little bit harder. But it was a well done play by both Howie and Richards covering the base.
Kind of an odd angle for Miller to be at, too. In foul territory, looking back across toward the pitcher's mound. As Gwynn looks at a strike to even the count. But the leadoff man is on. Fourth hit for the Dodgers. Gwynn hitting .254. He started out in center field. 5 doubles, 4 triples, 17 runs batted in. Dodgers 8th in the National League in the stolen base category with 48. Kennedy does not have one. Dodgers led by Gordon's 22 stolen bases.
So you would think in terms more would be a hit and run here. And Gwynn is grounded into 6 double plays, which is a high number for a guy with his speed. So you might see more of a hit and run than a straight steal from Kennedy.
Swing and a miss, 1-2. One-two. Gwynn is looped in the air down a left field line. Trout giving chase. Dives, but not close to the baseball as that ball kept tailing away from him. The count remains at 1-2. Outfield shallow against Gwynn, although Trumbo a little bit deeper in right field. This one's lined into center field. It's a base hit. Kennedy will round second and stay there. And what has been good for Garrett Richards so far is that hard sinking fastball. What has not been that good is that breaking pitch. It just seems to kind of be a little cement mixer today.
Especially when it's not located well, too, for him and speeding up the bat. Well, if you can just live, we talked to him in between starts a few days ago about that hard sinker he has away. You can just live on the outer half of the plate down and away against left-handed batters all day long. Now you're in a bunt scenario right here with trainer at the plate, so you have to bounce off the mound quickly if you're Richards.
First one is downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Trainer hitting .283 with a couple of home runs and 7 runs batted in. 16th game for him with the Dodgers this season. A.J. Ellis got the start behind the plate the first 2 games of the series. Trainer fouls the bunt. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Dodgers with a run in the first inning, courtesy of Bobby Abreu and his RBI single that scored Andre Ethier. Garrett just trying to limit the damage, trying to get that first out here in the second. The first 2 have reached on singles. Trainer bounces this one over to Richards, who fires to first. There's out number 1. So Kennedy advances to third and Gwynn to second. D. Gordon coming to the plate.
I wonder if Mike Scioscia will bring the infield in here with Gordon at the plate.
The infield playing back, the exception being Callaspo at third, Pujols over at first. Both playing in against Gordon at his speed. Gordon struck out swinging in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. First one rolled over to second. That'll bring home a run. 2-0 Dodgers.
And that's one thing the Dodgers do very well as far as getting people across the plate. Not necessarily have to be a base hit. Got an infield hit, base hit up the middle, sac bunt, and the run comes across with a ground ball out by D. Gordon.
Gordon picks up his 16th run batted in. Gwynn now standing at third with 2 outs, and Elian Herrera, the third baseman, up. He struck out himself in the first.
Well, that's a great pitch. You're almost tempted as a pitcher to use that all game long.
Yeah.
Until they make an adjustment, start hitting the ball on the line the other way, well, you can live that part of the plate with your fastball all game.
Took something off there, and it's 0-2. Oh, 2 from Richards. He's upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That missed call by Bill Miller. Now you see a pretty big play in the second inning. Kennedy being called safe at first. Howie making a terrific diving stop. This is a chopper towards second. Howie has it on 2 hops. The inning comes to an end. The Dodgers get a run on a couple of hits. They hit to the bottom of the second. 2-0 Dodgers. Peter Borges, 6, 7, and 8 for the Halos coming up against Aaron Harang. Angels getting their first two men on in the bottom of the first inning and unable to get a guy to third. 3 fly ball outs to center field. Trumbull gave it a ride to deep right center field. Gwynn making the catch near the wall in right center. But at the end of the day, it was a big 0 on the board. The bottom of the first. So Howie steps in to lead things off. He had a 2-for-4 game yesterday, including his 12th double. A couple of triples, 4 home runs, and 26 runs batted in.
The way Harang's thrown a lot of two-seam fastball, cut fastballs, curves, and sliders and changeups, you would think it's a hitter right now. You're going to try to crowd the plate, take that outer half away from him.
Howie rolls over this one to third. Ferreira across the diamond, 1 out. On July the 5th, when the Halos take on the Orioles at 7:05, kids ages 2 through 14 will receive an Angels inflatable chair courtesy of Wiener Schnitzel while supplies last. Purchase the tickets today at the Angels Stadium ticket office or by logging on at angels.com. I was thinking about this the other day. There might be a weight limit for this chair. So,
what are you trying to say?
You might be in trouble. I mean, you're a big guy.
But it looks very comfortable, though.
Eric Ibar takes up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. There's no doubt about it. Put that in front of your big screen, that 97-inch television you have at home.
With rabbit ears, with no cable, no satellite, it's perfect.
Yeah. Mansion de Gubaza. As Ibar looks at his strike, and it's 1-1. Eric with a 9-game hitting streak. After going 2 for 3 yesterday. 254 average now with a home run, 19 runs batted in. 3 straight multi-hit games for Ibar. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, hitting .418 in interleague play.
This one ripped down a line, but hooking foul. 2-2. That's a great crowd throughout the homestand. An incredible crowd on Friday night. 44,548, the highest regular season attendance in the reconfigured Angel Stadium. 8-5 come from behind win for the Halos. Up and away, and it's a full count now. Borges on deck. Yesterday they had 44,512, so they almost did it again. Another big crowd expected today. Payoff pitch. That's down and in. A 1-out walk, second issued by Harang. The Ibar on board. Borges coming up.
They got a lot of speed at first and a lot of speed at the plate. Borges, .313 career hitter versus the Dodgers. That trainer has thrown out 10% of would-be base stealers. Base stealers have been successful 9 out of 10 times. He's behind the plate. Very good defensively calling a game.
Breaking pitch is down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Peter hitting .216 with a home run and 10 runs batted in. Borges pulls it foul. It's a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Torrey Hunter getting the day off today. So Peter getting the start at center, Trout at left, Trumbo at right. Ibar has a pretty good lead over at first base. Borges loops one down the right field line. Ethier moving over, dives, can't make the play, and the ball is called foul.
That was pretty close once again.
Mike Scioscia's going to come out and argue. Again, I'm trying to figure out, and I understand from an umpire standpoint that you've got to be straddling the line and kind of figure. But on a ball hit like that, why not go out a little bit further to kind of help yourself out?
It shortens the angle you're trying to pick up the baseball going down the line.
I'm not saying it's fair or foul. I'm just, he was standing in the same spot as where he's standing right now. This one is a fair ball. See, that's another blown call by Bill Miller.
The ball clearly hits the chalk.
And it's not as if, I mean, how do you not see the big plume of white smoke? It's not as if the Vatican all of a sudden has named a new pope and we see the white smoke. That is usually a fair ball, at least here in the States. I was thinking for a moment that Ethier maybe blocked the angle, but Bill Miller's having a rough afternoon. Borges takes downstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. But just back to the point about Miller, or any umpire for that matter, just go down the line a little bit. Help yourself out.
It shortens down the distance you're trying to pick up the baseball.
Ibar was leaning. Orang guessed right. They almost got him. Borges hits one well out to deep left field. Rivera's going back at the wall. Gone! Big fly for Peter Borges. We're tied at 2.
Well, that's got to feel extra good for Peter Borges. We just mentioned the fact he swings the bat well against the Dodgers, hitting over 300 in his career. It's a second home run now, 12 RBI. The ball went a long way. Fastball in, looked like Peter Borges crowded the plate. That's what you want to do against Harang. He doesn't have the fastball he used to have as far as beating you on the inner half of the plate. So crowd the plate, still be quick enough through the ball to hit out if he goes inside with the fastball. Well, that's a long way he hit that baseball.
Bobby Wilson swinging first pitch, fouls one back. A 0-1 count. One ball, 1 strike on Wilson, 9th place hitter. A home run by Peter, his second. The first, of course, was the inside the park home run in Minnesota. Wilson hitting 181 with a double and 4 runs batted in. It's 3 balls and a strike.
And like I said, and we've said a number of times, the game is completely different when you play a day game here at the Big A. Not like it's exactly like Coors Field as far as the outfielders playing deeper, but they do play a little bit deeper than they would at night. The baseball carries much better during the day here than it does at night.
Bobby gets jammed on what probably would have been ball 4. Pops it up in the middle part of the infield. Herrera makes the catch. 2 down. So 2 outs, bases clear. Back to the top of the order. Peter Borges. talking about his bat flip and his second home run. Trout's 0 for 1. He reached on the error by Adam Kennedy. Two base error to start at the bottom of the first and was stranded in scoring position. Swinging through the fastball there, evens the count. A 1-out walk to Ibar. Peter Borges. He should have had extra bases. That would have been interesting in itself. That ball stayed in.
That might have been an inside the park home run.
Trout fouling that one straight back, 1-2.
So he did it the more conventional way. He hit it out of the ballpark. Tell you what, Peter Borges has worked so hard with Jim Everett as far as getting his swing back, being quicker through the baseball. It certainly was on that fastball from Harang inside.
With a cue shot towards second base. Kennedy better hurry. That's an infield base hit. 7-game hitting streak for Mike Trout.
Well, Kennedy did everything he could to prevent that from being a base hit. Well, he's just so fast going down the line. He senses base hit. Well, we talked about it before. He was timed earlier in the season at 3.53 going down the line. And we've told a number of people that. And they haven't heard that from many people hitting from the right side, outside of back in the day when you see Mickey Mantle running down the line on the right side.
Here's Kayaspa, who drew a 4-pitch walk in the first inning. Dodgers with solo runs in the first and second innings. The Angels with 2 thus far here in the second. 1 ball, no strikes.
Kayaspa's been having some real good at-bats of late. Trying to sneak a fastball, and he's been super quick as far as turning on that pitch. Doing a good job of even off-speed pitches going back up the middle instead of going through and hitting flares to left field. Much better approach, more confidence.
Trout started to go, then stopped, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Shallow left field. Gordon going out. Rivera coming in, and that is going to fall in there. Trout ends up at third. But I tell you what, I think Juan Rivera, I'm very thankful that he threw the ball to third base. Mike Trout, for a moment, Rivera was getting ready to throw the ball to second base, where Adam Kennedy was standing. Trout saw it, and he was thinking about perhaps coming home. Had that ball gone to second base.
He was already just about at third base when that ball landed in the grass. That little afterburner he turns on. Reading it, his instincts.
See? Right there, he thought about it.
Well, remember we talked to Torrey Hunter the other day about him scoring from first base. It was a hit and run. He was going on the pitch, but he scored on a base hit, hard hit, right at Ethier in right field.
So Trout standing at third base. Kayaspa with a flare single. He stands at first. 2 outs, and Albert Pujols at the plate. See what Harang starts him with. He from that lollipop curve the first time up. Goes fastball. Albert was looking for it. Fouls it straight back. It's an 0-1 count.
That tells you that he was on that pitch because he was straight back. He didn't pull off. He didn't try to turn on that pitch. He was going right back up the middle. Pretty consistent as far as patient and making contact at the plays. Those stats show you from Albert Pujols.
0-2. 50 pitches thrown by Aaron Harang. No strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 hits allowed. 28 have been strikes. Now the 0-2 pitch. Breaking pitch out toward right. Playable for Ethier. Moving over. The inning comes to an end. But Peter Borges with one swing of the bat ties things up. His second home run of the season. We've played 2 here at the Big A. We're knotted up at 2.
Boy, so quick through that fastball for Peter Borges' second home run of the season.
We'll have the middle part of the order coming up against Garrett Richards. Peter Borges with his second home run of the season to tie things up at the bottom of the second. Ethier, Abreu, and Rivera here against Garrett. Andre Ethier with a double to shallow left field in the first inning. Came around to score. So he's 1 for 1. Takes a breaking pitch for a strike. But Garrett can start to get that pitch over. Open up the arsenal, especially on the outside part of the plate. That sinking fastball has been very good today. Just missing off the plate. 1-1 count. 2 strikeouts, no walks, 5 hits allowed.